Hi, welcome to the 45-minute practice. I'm feeling like I need to shake, rattle, and roll. This practice is for everybody, so if you need a chair, making it work for you, it's going to be about you. I totally suggest you have your 2 wooden blocks, a yoga strap of sorts. Tyson, come say hi. Tyson, come here, come say hi. People have been asking about you. Come here. And make sure you have a blanket for perhaps the end of the practice and a bolster. So when you come to the mat, make sure you have all of your yoga stuff available so it's easy. Create a space for yourself. I'd like to begin today's practice standing in Tadasana, literally, which is mountain pose. And the reason why I want to start that off today is because really finding the balance, and if you get to this episode and you're like, balance, perfect, the universe says, go do that episode. It's all about you finding your balance, yet at the same time, knowing what is important is you registering what's going on in your mental being, not just your physical being. What's going on? Do you feel balanced in your life? So mountain pose is one of those amazing positions, shapes, looks like a mountain, where you can truly meditate and feel the 4 points of your feet, which is the big ball mound, baby ball mound, inner and outer heel. So feeling those 4 points of your feet, you can have your feet equal standing, big toes touching, heels slightly apart so your feet are parallel, hip distance or shoulder distance. Okay, so get situated on your yoga mat. I'm just going to stand here in the middle of my mat and just stretch your body around a little bit, just kind of like yawn it. I'm going to stand strong, a little bit more narrow because that's the way I'm feeling today. I can, I feel pretty secure. And then I offer that you close your eyes. Once you find the footing of your feet, roll your shoulders back, turn your palms to face forward like you're saying yes. Close those eyes. If it's too uncomfortable to close your eyes, then drishte, which is where you look to the tip of the nose, you keep your chin parallel to the floor so you're not looking up and googling your eyeballs all over the place. It's just this neutral gaze. Boom. Find a focal point and stare at it. I happen to be staring at you right now. But literally, when you close your eyes, it changes everything. Then you start to feel the 4 points of your feet. You start to waver around. So don't be afraid to experiment. You're not going to fall down. Well, you might fall down, but get yourself back up again. So feeling the 4 points of your feet, whether your eyes are open or closed, and open up your heart, open up your chest, roll your shoulders back. Feel your mountain pose. Feel that you are the mountain. This is your life. You are the creator. You are the leader. And you are the decider of your own journey. So in this position, I offer that you go into your mind's eye, the place between your eyebrows, and literally come home. Come home to yourself. Hone it in, and come right into your heart center and see what your heart is communicating to you. It's probably saying self-care, self-care, self-care. Love yourself. Spread your fingers, open your palms so that you can receive this light, this energy. Seeing in your mind's eye, what are you asking of yourself and of the universe, the God as you know it, the unknown? What faith are you growing? What trust? What balance are you seeking? These are great questions for the daily practice of yoga. Yoking, connecting, balancing. So for the next moments, follow your in and out breath as you look inward towards the mind's eye. If it's not too uncomfortable, using your imagination to see the needs, the balance of meeting your needs, and only you can meet your needs. So what does that look like for you? It's doing yoga, it's moving your body, of course. But what is the real underlying, need? Is it for your health? Is it for your psychological, like, you know, energy, your mental health? You are the creator. Remember that. What are you manifesting? Yes. Good. And then on your next in-breath, let's welcome our arms up towards the sky. Really shine them. You could blink your eyes open. Reach those arms. Move your face around, wiggle around, and then exhale. Sweep your arms around behind you. And this is where I'm going to just shift around and turn around so I can show you. See if you can get those arms way back, and integrate your fingers and get the heel of your hands and draw your inner elbows in. If that's not happening, this is where you just find that yoga strap or your ex-husband's tie. Sorry about that if I offend anyone. Remember, I equally offend everyone at some point in life. I really, truly do. And that's okay, because that's your choice. So feeling your heart opening, shoulders back, knit the belly button in, feel that opening of your chest, really working the opening of your chest, connection. So playing with that for another 10 breaths. What does that look like for you? Is it strap pulling taut, inner elbows hugging in? Is it your hands integrated, inner elbows coming in? So make sure your elbows aren't splaying out and your shoulders rounding forward. That's not the pose. So get over your ego, grab that yoga strap, pull that yoga strap taut and hug your inner elbows in and take your thumbs away from your bum. So it's really coming, your arms are coming closer. You're integrating your shoulder blades in towards each other and lifting your heart for 5 more breaths. Feel it. It's work, eh? Whew. Move your face around, move your jaw around. Get in there. Good. Oh, 2 more. That feels so good. And, you know, like a good yuck. And then let's release those arms now. Feel them. Wow, danceroo. On your next in-breath and out-breath, we're going to play with separating our feet as wide, as long as your mat. So you're going to turn your mat if you feel like it, the same direction as me today. So we face each other. Let's take our feet nice and wide. Turn your toes out and then bounce around in those hips a little bit. So we're going to open up right up in the, in this area. It's all a lot of sacral stuff. So your toes are turned out and you're bouncing around in a playful way, like dancing it. So if you have some nice lyrical, non-lyrical music, just some swaying music in the background, be awesome. I would play music for you, but doesn't really work that way. You choose you. So from here, make sure you have your 2 yoga blocks just in case. So for now, we're just swaying around. You're feeling those inner thighs. If you sit all day, you drive all day, you stand all day, this is a great way just to dance the pelvis. So moving it around. No one's looking, I hope. And if they are, oh, wow. So moving your pelvis. And then let's start to settle it down as we bounce our hips down a little bit more. So with your knees, take your knees a little bit more open. Don't force them. Do not force. It's already burning. Then we're going to add the arms up and then bend the elbows. Think about bringing your elbows and knees towards each other. And then inhale, lengthen your elbows and your knees. Got it? Exhale. Inhale. Let's add this. Take the thumbs and the fingers in. When we bring our arms down, we go and then go. Until the peak of the breath. Keep on going. 5 more at your own pace. Just feel that. Oh, squeeze out all that breath. And when you're ready to feel that, like sparkle dust. Make sure you're only moving with the breath. You're not moving past, beyond, or further, or moving first before the breath. 2 more. Oh, I can feel my inner thighs already. Yeah. Good. And then your last one, just go woo-wee. Fantastical. Start to squat just a little bit more, swaying your hips. And then with those blocks out in front of you, we're going to turn our toes in this time. And then start to forward fold. I'm going to slide my blocks ahead, so they will be off your yoga mat. And then from here, separate your blocks so they're at least shoulder distance apart. Turn your toes in and soften and bounce in your knees. So I don't know, the bird's eye. I'm a little off on the bird's eye today, but that's okay. So maybe I should go over here then. So you just kind of like, woo-hoo, turning the toes in so you feel your shin muscles. Your fingertips can be on the blocks directly underneath your shoulders. You can see the distance from my heel to my finger pads. I'm creating like a triangle. Good. From there, just rock it back and forth, feeling those whatever you're feeling. Good. And then on your next in-breath, still that, no don'ts. Straighten your legs as much as you can navigate them straight. And then extend through the crown of the head and lift your sternum and plug your fingertips either into the floor or into your blocks. So you're nice and tall. Think of this as like Ardha Uttanasana. A side profile would be my hands are on the blocks on the mat, but my feet would be way off the mat if I were going lengthwise on my mat. And that's that extended spine. So right there, rock back and forth on your heels to the balls of your feet, but keep your feet down. Keep your heart lifted, so you're really giving your hamstrings a little run for their money. So I'm just going to kind of translate back here again. So with the feet as wide as you feel comfortable, with your knees not necessarily snapped into submission, but straight as you can make them. Oh, there we go. Good. Then from here, we're going to still that and walk our hands all the way over towards the right foot. Bend the left knee a lot. Bend the left knee a lot. As you walk your hands over towards this right foot, you can take your blocks, make sure that they're on the mat, and then lean your hips towards the left, feel that energy, and then keep the left hand as much as you can towards the right foot, or some of you may have the ability to touch the floor and hold your right foot as you bend the left knee, and then lean your head towards the center. So I went from over there to over here, and then with that left arm straight, I'm going to lengthen up through the crowned head and reach that right arm, but also twisting, and then start to lengthen that left leg. So it's a lot of work here. So you can bend the left leg, then straighten it slowly as you revolve and twist, but lean back towards the center. So the crown of the head and your spine are at the center, so they're not over here, they're over here. For 5, play with it. For 4, you do you. For 3, lift and spread your toes. For 2, woohoo! And then very mindfully navigate yourself back to center. And remember, whoops, I'm losing that stuff there. You can heel toe your feet back to center, hip distance apart, shoulder distance apart. Sink your hips back, reach your arms forward, Utkatasana, all the way up. Hello, bird's eye. And just hang out for a moment. Go. Making funny faces is part of the yoga practice. Stretching out one limb, squeezing it out, dancing it out, because we're going to go back into wide leg. Turn your toes in. A little kind of like snow plow for the skiers out there. Not that I do skiing. Bend your knees, stick your bum out. I don't like speed. I've hurt myself too many times. That's why I don't do the speed stuff. Rock it back and forth, and then take your hands back down underneath the center of you. Feel that first. And then play with your heels and the balls of your feet. Gripping your toes, ungrip your toes. How about that? Feel that, oh, there it is. And then let's walk our hands. You can use your blocks, remember that. I'm just giving you options as you bend your right knee. So you're bending your right knee to lean towards the left, and then lean your hips towards the right, so you get some different stuff going on there. Isn't that lovely? And dancing it is awesome. If you're holding it and stilling it, awesome, but keep your breath moving. Good. On your next in-breath, we're going to keep the right hand down on that block, or some of you can hold your foot, and then lean your torso as you start to straighten your right leg. So the crown of the head is straight in line with the line of the crack of your butt valley. Got it? And then open up through that left arm. Oh, lean back though. So we're not leaning over here. We're leaning our hips towards the right as we lean our torso, and then find that, that twist. Move that left arm around in space so that you feel whatever you need to feel. If you need to keep that right knee bent, please do. Woo! Feeling what you're feeling. For 5, for 4. Keep the neck long for 3. Make sure your face doesn't fall into your right shoulder for 2. And then very mindfully sweep yourself back to center. Come up onto your fingertips. Readjust your shirt if you need to. And then start to heel toe your feet at least shoulder distance apart. Ardha Uttanasana, so your spine is long. That's what that means. Sink your hips back like you're sitting in a chair that's not there. And then sweep your arms forward and up you go. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. What are you praying for? That I don't go crazier in this one? Shake it out. Feel that stuff, eh? Good. So I'm just going to face forward and I'm going to switch it back and forth. Keep your blocks in front of you. What we're going to do now is play in the 4 points of both feet. Feel your Tadasana. Big breath in. Let it go. Good. Start to slowly lift the left heel. So I like to play on my feet. I really like spread my toes so my metatarsals get like some spreading going on. And then when you're ready, you're going to start to pick up that left knee, but stand solid through your right leg so the knee's bent. And as you pick up that knee, stick your bum back. So side profile, we're not doing, I see a lot of this. So your bum moves back, the knee comes up. So it's like you're going to sit back on a chair. And as you pick up that knee, you still want to stick your bum back, knit the ribs in and stand tall. It's a lot of work. Yeah, so pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. And then let's externally rotate that left leg, okay? And then start to plant that left ankle on your right thigh. Find your balance. Practice. If you fall over, you're doing one of these today, that's okay. Just keep on practicing. It's a process, right? Start to sink your bum back like there's a chair back there. And honestly, if you wanted to, oh my goodness, you could totally have a chair. I could do this whole thing with a chair if you wanted to. So literally, standing, right leg, left knee externally rotates, left ankle to right quad, move your bum back like there's a chair there. Oh, there happens to be a chair there. So I don't want you to sit, but if you are sitting, that's up to you. It's the idea of moving your bum back in space so your knees do not surpass your toes. Hands on your quad, your knee, and your ankle is what I meant to say. And so you're feeling your gluteal flesh on the left side. Your chest is lifting. Your spine is long. You're not rounding your spine and going, oh! So breathe this. If your bum meets the chair, fantastical. And I know a lot of people that just sitting in a chair and doing this today is the option. There you go. Gave you an option. If you're able to take your elbows, then your triceps to the front of your shins and touch the floor, fantastic. What that looks like is that you're just flexible there right now. You're doing pretty good. And there is no judgment. Some of you can touch the floor. Some of you definitely can get close to the floor, but you're not quite there yet. And that's okay. You could press your triceps, I'm just exaggerating that, into your shin, but lift your heart forward and extend your neck so you're not cranking your head up like that. So feeling that gluteal flesh. This is all about balance. Feel the 4 points of your standing right foot, regardless of whether you're sitting in a chair, forward folding, touching the blocks or not, for 5, for 4, for 3. I can count 2. And then very mindfully start to lift up off the chair or stand tall, pick up that left knee and keep that left knee lifting. So even if you're like coming up and you're like going, oh my gosh, lifting yourself up, pick up that left knee and then reach your arms skyward. And then let's exhale and go just like that. Okay, shake it off, shake it off. And let's do the other side. So once you find your mountain pose, your Tadasana, whether your feet are equal standing, some stiti, or hip distance or shoulder distance, whether you have a chair or not a chair, up to you. Start to pick up the right leg through the standing 4 points of the left foot, but that left knee's bent. Once you start to pick up that right leg, find your balance. Good. So some days you're on, some days you're off. I have the 4 points of both feet rooted down. Pinky ball mound, inner ball mound, inner heel, outer heel. So for a lot of you, it's that wobbliness that gets you all in your head in a funk. Stay with your breath and stay with the actual shape. Keep on processing. Once you're ready to externally rotate that right knee, Place that right ankle on your left quad thigh. Start to sink your bum back like you're sitting in a chair. So it's going to be some effort, and you'll feel all kinds of stuff that affect from your hips to your knees to your ankles. So be very present. What do you need to do for yourself to meet your needs? I'm going to slowly sink myself back into that chair position, hands onto the ankle and the knee. Triceps can go there, hands to the floor, sink my bum back. You do you. Make sure that right foot is dorsiflexed and feel the energy of your body. You notice I was bouncing because I can bounce. I feel what I need. Exhale is important. Make sure you're exhaling no matter where you are in this pose. Take the time to register in with you. What do you need? Falling over, getting back up again. Just like Karate Kid. Whoo, totally aged myself, didn't I? So in this position, lifting your heart. So it's not a race to go into some crazy acrobatic position. It's about noticing what your hip's saying. My hip's already saying so much, like so much. I can either hear it or I can not hear it and hurt myself. That's up to me, right? And I can also get really cocky and egotistical and narcissistic and go into a forward arm balance pose when I'm not really ready and feel it for the next 60 days. So noticing, that means injury. Where are you in this? Good. From here, when you're ready, root to rise. Start to pick yourself up. Pick up that right leg. You've got it. Find your Karate Kid in you. And then mindfully, slowly exhale down. Oh, yay, yummy hips. So from here, I'm just going to move the chair because I don't need it. And some days I do. So standing, oops, sorry about that little light sunshine. So standing here, let's go back to wide legs. Once you come into your wide legs, this is going to be the fun ninja part. Turn your toes out this time. Okay? Start to come back in that dance, back and forth, up and down. Sway into the music if you have any music in the background. I just sway to my sound of my own breath there. Good. Now sink a little further, however you can get there, like without hurting yourself. Take your right forearm onto your right thigh, left hand inside your left knee, sink your hips a little bit more, roll your left shoulder forward. Keep your right palm up for 5, for 4, lift and spread your toes for 3, 2, good, and then root to rise, inhale, everything goes shazam, and then exhale, let's bend the knees, take the left forearm, right hand inside the right knee, roll, so you straighten your right arm and roll the right shoulder forward, press the left forearm into the knee. I know a lot of people get confused in this one, you'll figure it out. Don't think it, don't overthink it. Lift and spread your toes. Yeah, roll that right shoulder forward. Roll the left shoulder back. Press the left forearm into the left thigh for 3, for 2. And inhale, root to rise. Everything comes up. Exhale and release. Yeah, good. This time we're going to turn our toes forward, so still wide. And we're gonna lift the left heel. Squat the bum back, just like that. Yeah, good. And then just lifting that left heel and squatting the bum back, noticing that energy. Good. And then lower the left heel and stand tall. Okay? Lift the right heel, so you're lifting your right heel, squatting the bum back and bouncing around a little bit. Notice that. Good. There's a reason for this. Lower the right heel, stand tall. Now, here's the tricky part. You're going to heel toe your feet just a little wider than your shoulders. Lift both heels. Squat your bum back. Stick your bum way back, way back, way back. So you're lifting your heels up. You're standing on your spread toe pads and balls of the feet. Arms come out in front of you. Pretend you're holding an invisible ball. Keep your heels lifted and lift your bum a little bit more. Lift your heart and then lift everything, including your heels. Stay lifted and then exhale your heels down. Feel that, okay? Big breath in. Let's do that. Lift the heels again. You've got it. Stick your bum back like there's a chair there. Stick it way back. Keep your heels lifted. That's why I pull up my pants so you can see that. So stick your bum back, reach your arms forward, pretend you're holding an invisible beach ball, and only squat as much as you can keep your heels lifted. And then from there, take another breath. And on your inhale, keep your heels lifted, rise up, lift your bum, lift your heart, and then stand as tall as you can. Exhale, your heels are down. All in here stuff, eh? Whew. Let's just reach the arms up towards the sky, grab opposite, so left hand grabs right wrist, and just a little lean over. But lean your hips to the right. So like a little banana. I find people get that so weird and awkward. So opposite. So when I grab my left wrist, I lean towards the right, but I'm pressing my hips to the left. Just like that. Inhale back to center. Let's interlace our fingers behind the back again. Remember, bring your elbows in. Either here like that. Take the time to get your strap. Remember, we're in no hurry. You're pulling the strap taut in order for you to open up your heart. I've been doing this for decades, and it's like, slow down and get it going on the right way. Feel that heart lift. You're going to thank me later. And then release and go, okay, because it's going to get trickier. So from here, let's start to open up your feet as wide as you can and go from side to side. Squat as far down as you can. And here's where we're going to go. So get down this far as much as you can. Lift your right heel. Sideways lunge towards your right heel. Pivot and extend that left leg as much as you can so that the heel is on the floor, but you're drawing your left toes towards you. Okay, so I just snuck us into this one. Both hands are in front of that right thigh. If you're able to land your right heel down and draw that left heel in, and maybe some of you can grip. I'm not able to do that today with this. So you can keep your heel up. You can wrap your right arm around the front of the knee, and you could take your left hand back in Ganesh grip. Not for me today. So for a lot of us, I understand we're probably here, and that's awesome. 3 more breaths, so you're drawing that left heel like a Karate Kid. That right heel can be up or down for another 1 breath. Good. Take both hands into the center. We're going to stay low. Turn the left toes in. Start to lift your hips up. Turn both toes in. We're into a wide angle, wide leg forward fold with your heart lifted. Got it? Now let's lift the left heel. Pivot on your right toes. Right toes go up towards the sky, and sideways lunge with your left heel up. Whoo! Feeling the balance in this one. Can you draw that right femur bone in towards your hip socket? Snuck this one in. Breathe your breath. Good. You can land your heel down. Some of you have that range of motion. I have it on this side. And you can Kuber Mudra, Ganesh Gip, or Ganesh Gip. You can tell it's like one of those days. Hands can be out in front, or you can wrap your hands behind your back, or you can stay up like this. Your choice. 2 more breaths, just feeling all that right leg is isometrically working towards your hip. Good. Pivot to the inside of that strong dorsiflex right foot, fingertips in front. Begin to lift your hips as you bend the right knee. Come back up into center. Reestablish your toes turned in. This time we're going to forward fold all the way in and down. So your fingers face forward and line up with your toes, and your inner elbows come in. So you're literally blossoming your bum. Hello, bird's eye view. And allowing your inner elbows to come in and let your head hang. So some of you may need to heel toe your toes more in towards the midline, heels further away, and maybe your head comes to the floor, but you're lifting your shoulders away from the floor. Some of you are just like, my head's not there yet, my head's not there. No pushing. No pushing. If you have your head on the floor and you're able to lift your heels and lift your shoulders, maybe you will lift your legs. But this isn't the pose. This is not what I'm trying to manifest. No trying anything. Just do or don't. Maybe your legs come up into the sky. Maybe they don't. Or maybe you are truly just allowing yourself to forward fold with your inner elbows coming in, toes turned in. 5 more breaths wherever you are. So it is the magic of hinging forward. It's all about your balance. It's all about my mic. 4 more, did I say 5? 4 more breaths, 3 more breaths, wherever you are. And then on your next in-breath, start to walk your hands forward. Oh yeah. Heel toe your feet at least shoulder distance apart. Keep your chest lifting. I'm just going to turn sideways, just like that. Good. So our feet are pretty wide. They're as wide as our hips or shoulders. Start to begin to sink your hips down for a Malasana squat. So if you need to heel toe your feet wider, lift your heels if that's the only way for you to squat, and start to lower your bum. Some of you, when you squat, you need to choose to place blocks underneath your heels, and I completely understand. So again, when you're up here and you start to lower your hips, but you feel like, oh my gosh, I can't move. No can'ts. Yet, you can lift your heels, then lower your bum, and that is really much more probably viable for a lot of you. So if you're taking your blocks, please do support yourself, meet your needs, and then from there, in your Malasana, your squat, lift your heart, tone the belly. So no matter what that looks like for you, this is our hip balance for today. Fixing stuff. Can you integrate your triceps inside your knees? Bring your heart, your hands together in Anjali Mudra, and maybe your sternum meets your thumbs today. So you're squeezing your knees in, you're lifting and spreading your toes, and you're just being you. We're not judging. There is no judgment in this practice. There's discernment and breath. Okay? 5 more like this. I know, so don't hurt yourself. If you need to be up on your heels, or maybe sit in a chair. You've got the chair right there, I hope. 2 more breaths. You're fine. You're just fine. Don't beat yourself up. Exhale. Let it go. Then when we're all ready, you will remove those blocks or the chair from your bum or the blocks from your heels. 1 hand behind you, 1 hand out in front, and you're going to slowly lower yourself down. Got it? Sounds come out. All kinds of sounds come out. That wasn't me. And then extend your legs out in front of you and give them a little shake. And then open your knees up. Okay? So I know I'm all over the map here on my mat. You do you. Can you open up your knees nice and wide, as like pretty much wider than your mat? Take your feet off the mat. Dorsiflex your feet. Move your props out of the way. Take your hands back behind you and sit up as tall as you can. Then take 1 hand, then the other hand inside, but isometrically grip the floor so you can lift your chest. So what I mean by isometrics is I'm planting my hands and I'm pulling, but I'm not moving my hands. Like I'm not literally pulling like this. I'm pulling like this, or drawing in like this, okay? So from there, let's walk our hands a little further forward. If you could flex more forward, let your knees fall out. If you want to take your legs further out, maybe you want to straighten them. It's up to you. Dorsiflex, your range of motion. I prefer this to get deeper into the hips no matter how flexible you are. This is a really good, tricky one for those who are dancers. So start to hinge your right forearm towards the floor and start to open up through the left arm. So when you open up through the, not the left wrist or the elbow or the shoulder, but let's lift up through the left sternum, side, collarbone is what I meant to say, and shoulder. So you're opening up through the left breast. Keep your knees opening out and lift your chest up and start to wave your jaw around and open up through there. Close your eyes. Make sure you're not stuck in your neck. Ooh, there we go. Exhale, release the left forearm, left hand. So some of you can take the forearm down in your flexibility and range of motion. Great. If not, elbow hovers. Open up through the right side. So you're opening up your sternum. You're twisting. We're twisting. If you go to the restore and breath for 22, restore and breath, it's the twist. Yeah, you restore and twist. So I'm just holding my chest and go like this. Peel it open, peel it open. Move your jaw, move your neck. It gets stuck. I understand. Good. And then from there, when we're ready to release that right hand, walk your hands back. And let's bring the soles of our feet together. Just like that. Pull out your butt flesh. Take your hands back behind you. Lift your sternum up. And then see if you could butterfly your femur bones. A lot of wide angle stuff today. Good. And then from there, still that butterfly leg. Let's take the left or the right heel closer in towards the perineum and point the foot in plantar flexion. And then take that left leg out towards the left. Move around in your pelvis. Check that out. And then from here, start to wave around in your right arm. Big circles, horizontal adduction, abduction. whatever feels good to you. And then let's land that right hand down on a diagonal from the hip. Bend the left knee, pressing into the left foot and the plantar flex right foot. Start to lift your hips up. Start to open up through the shoulder and then bending and extending continuously in the left knee, allowing your bum to come up and down. So you choose to augment this left leg, how far out you can take it so that you can bend it, bum down, and lift up. So see if you can move into a back bend. You've got it. Oh yeah, plantar flex that right foot so the top of the foot's pushed down, and breathe your breath. Oh, do whatever dance feels good to you. Good. When you're ready to release the bum down, release it down. Tuck the left heel in towards your perineum. Take your right leg out. I'm messy on my mat today, aren't I? Big breath in, circumvent around in your pelvis. Notice that energy. Take your left arm, horizontal adduction, abduction of it, noticing what you can do with that one. Land it somewhere on the diagonal of your left hip. Bend your right knee so the foot is secured down and equally divided on your mat. I'm all over the mat today. Pressing into your hands, start to lift your hips up and extend that right leg if it's in your practice and bend it and let your bum land. Playfully opening up through the chest. Yeah. So really extending this to the heart chakra today. Opening up because we're arm balancing in a sense. We're lifting ourselves up through that left arm. Oh, big breath in, letting go breath out. Dance your dance. And when you're ready to release, if your bum were up, take it down. And then slowly, let's bring that right heel in. Cross leg, pull out your butt flesh, hands back behind you, and lift your chest up. If this is not the position for you, figure out what you need to do without hesitation. Without hesitation. Know your right path. There's a zillion ways to augment and to adjust. The more you get to do this on your own and figure out on your own, the brighter your practice will be. Don't underestimate your ability to know the right path. Fingertips are behind you, plugged in like this, and then start to lift your hips up if that'll happen. Roll your shoulders back and then tuck your chin in towards the notch of your throat and move your face as you exhale to or inhale to one shoulder, exhale to sternum, exhale to the other shoulder, inhale to sternum, exhale, bum down. Something like that. Yeah. Grab the front of your knees, poke out your feet in front of you. I'm just going to turn sideways so you can get a little side profile. Hold the front of your knees and sit up as tall as you can. Yeah, just like that. Whew, big breath in, letting go breath out. Start to walk your feet closer towards your butt. Take your hands in circumvention like big circles, one at a time, fingers faced away, thumbs out. Bend your elbow, feel that anterior shoulder open up, and then do the other side. So really exaggerating and finding the roots of your hands and your feet are very important in the yoga practice, especially with me, because we want to know our foundation, and from that foundation we work our way up. Right here in this position, you're going to walk your feet wherever you need to walk them further away in order for you to lift your chest up. It's like the mud flap chick on those Mack trucks. Her name's Varga. So hands down, kind of like from here. If it's in your practice to swoop your bum up, lengthen your tailbone towards your knees, bend your elbows, but lift your chest. See how I'm lifting my chest? I'm not necessarily focusing on lifting my bum. It's the chest. So lift your chest, a little slight bend in your elbows. If that's as far as you could go, stay there. If you want to lift your bum, but you're sinking your chest, that's not the pose. That's so not the pose. It's chest. See the difference? Chest. You don't have to lift your bum today. For 5, wherever you are, chest is up for 4, 3, 2, good. And then slowly walk your hands back towards your knees. Grab a hold of the front of your knees. Lift your chest up. And then let's round the spine down. So you're reaching your arms straight, nipping that belly button in, creating that concave, like that toning of the belly in. So you're really rounded, especially in your lower back. And then slowly slide your heels up, glide your toes until you find your sacrum. Resist your knees and your hands so you can feel like a rocking chair. As you tone the belly, you find your lumbar spine. So you're like a rocking chair. Can you feel that? It's all in your abs. and the resistance of your knees against your hands. Yeah, it's body awareness. And then very slowly start to roll your spine down. Oh, I got to move my voice box out of the way. Woohoo! Can't wait for the new century of all the new stuff to come out where I don't have to have this thing or more money to have the things that I can afford. So coming back into, well, we haven't been here yet, have we? Laying down. This is the first laying down in this episode. Hug your knees to your chest. Give yourself some love. Say gratitude. Inner thighs. That's what we're working on. So rock from hip to hip, celebrate that, and make sure you do have your bolster somewhere in case you need it. Actually, let's just set it off onto the left side, okay? Now from here, as you rock from hip to hip, feel your hips. Separate your knees, hold onto your kneecaps, and roll your legs around. Good. So all that hip stuff we were just doing, we're gonna reprieve it for a moment. Not really. Release the left foot to the mat and wrap your right thigh over the left thigh. Lift the left foot up off the floor, squeeze your legs together and bend your knees and in towards your chest. So hold them and bring them in. If you can take your right foot and wrap it underneath the left calf, flexed feet, great. You'll feel your glutes already. If that's not available to you, just sandwich your shins together as much as you can, because now we're going to just very mindfully take those twizzled legs all the way over towards the left on a bolster. So both shins and feet are on the bolster. But the tricky part is opening up your right shoulder, bird's eye view. Check that out, chin tucked in. I'm holding my knees with my left hand so that I can twist my sternum towards the ceiling, and my right hand is drawing the right ribs down. So you're feeling your twist. Close your eyes once you get into the fullness of your twist, and you may or may not need that bolster, but your right shoulder is on the mat, the back of the shoulder, that is. What in your life are you twisting out, wringing out, releasing, aware of that needs to be shifted, changed? The paradigm needs to dissolve. You need to surrender, let go. Remember, you can't blame anyone or accuse anyone or be hateful during the release. It's about you, or you can be. You do you. If you really want to be free, admit that you are the source of all of your creation. You are the leader of all of that you are, and you are the decider of all of that you are. So anything in your life that is not feeling right and toxic, that has always been your choice to be in it, to be a part of it, because you can always change it. Big stuff, big stuff. Find your twist. We're wringing out. What are you wringing out? What are you letting go of? And your choice to respond during the releases is up to you, or you can react. Got it? 2 more breaths here. Feel your twist. Oh, I feel my right ribs. Feel what you're feeling, not what I'm feeling. You feel you. Good. Okay, on your next in and out breath, you can either untwizzle your legs or just bring them up to center. Shake them up towards the sky, a little jello flesh. Release your feet to the mat. Adjust your sacrum. Left thigh over right thigh. If you need, take that bolster to the right. Pick up your feet up off the floor, hug your knees into your chest, feel your glutes already. Maybe your left foot wraps underneath the right foot. Eagle legs, Garandasana legs, Sanskrit word, don't need to know. Respectfully, yes, it's a great language, please. I don't disrespect anyone. Twist towards the left. Ooh, can you keep your left, or towards the right, can you keep your left shoulder down? So your knees are going towards the right, twizzled, so the left leg's over top, okay, to turn to the right. Left leg over top, turn to the right. Left shoulder down. Find your twist. Use your hands to navigate your twist so you really get into your abdomen. This is our final pose pretty much. So close your eyes and breathe into your body and notice what your glutes are saying. Spread your toes, flex your feet. What are you being responsible about? What is your response? Twist is always about releasing, surrendering, detoxing. Oh, yeah. Letting go of all the old paradigms. Paradigms are, if you're not aware and knowing what they are, they're just old ways, old patterns, old ideologies, old things that just are dusty and no longer serving, broken, rusty, have no value, not supportive, not kind, not compassionate, that kind of stuff. 3 more breaths here. Just enjoy. I'm going to go over like 2 or 3 minutes of the practice, and that's okay. We need it. Feel that lovely hip. When you're ready to unwind, undo, untwizzle those legs. Shake them up towards the sky. So see if you could just let your feet relax and shake your thighs like jello. Ding, 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 ding. And then when you're ready, cross your ankles, hold your feet flexed, dorsiflexed, or your knees, or hold onto your knees individually, and start to roll yourself up. See if you could do that a couple of times. So your whole spine is in a cat back. And then when you're ready to come all the way up, up you go. Find your bum, cross leg, whatever seated position you need to find, and sit. Sway around a little bit. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Take a deep breath into your belly and out. Less is more. Having fun, enjoying your practice, slowing down is the practice. May you be aware of your needs, meet your needs, and remind yourself of your responsibility, because you are the creator, you are the leader, and you are the decider. Let us end this practice with a beautiful, powerful Om from the heart, from our mind's eye, where we plant the seed of our love and compassion for ourselves. Take a deep breath in as we bring our hands together. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May we feel the peace in all beginnings. May we be the peace in all the middles. And at the end, may we continue to remember the peace as we process once again to the beginning, the middle, and the end. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Keep on practicing. Be real, be authentic, be you.